Hey y'all, welcome to B-Nuggets. Here to talk to you today about this concept known as tiers of gear. Tiers of gear was taught to me in a course I had taken a long time ago. That course I had referenced that scared the bejesus out of me, taught by Kevin Reeves from On Point Tactical. It was his urban escape and evasion class, and after he had scared the bejesus out of me, he started to get into the practicality, the knowledge. And one of the very first and most important things that he was sharing with us all was this concept known as tiers of gear. Tiers of gear are this idea that you're going to have these phases of abilities. You're going to have gear that you carry on your person, or you'll have brought with you wherever you're going throughout your day, that will see you through your day, to keep you safe, to have all of your needs. And let's say that first tier is most often known and referenced as everyday carry, EDC, everyday carry gear, things that you can carry on your person. Gentlemen, for the ladies, they've always had an advantage of us over us because they inherently do this anyway. They have their pocketbooks, their purses, and they have already thought through. It's just things that a lady does, that they carry all of their personal belongings in there with them. Obviously, their personal information, they got their makeup, their hygiene, they might have change of clothes in there. The things that we want to think about with this EDC gear, though, are things that are going to give us more capability and be able to keep us safe and get us to our level 2, our tier 2 gear. Tier 2 might often be kept in your vehicle. The things that you can keep in your vehicle, they're going to be bigger, they're going to be larger, things that you wouldn't be able to carry on your person every day or stick under your desk at your office or wherever you may be. So you got your tier 1 gear that might consist of, I would suggest, definitely a flashlight, a pocket knife, multi-tool, a lighter or some type of means to start a fire just in case. Obviously, you're going to have your wallet on you, things that you could carry in that. You're going to have your telephone most likely and keys. So all these things, we're going to look into ideas. I'm going to share some conceptual stuff behind going about thinking about what you should be carrying on your personal stuff or having your purse for your everyday stuff in a different video. But tier 1 is your everyday carry gear. Tier 2, right? That is your vehicle. That's what I'm doing here, sitting in my trunk. This vehicle has a nice spot that's flat, and it was specifically designed to, I think, to put tier 2 stuff in. At least that's what I tell myself. One of the nice things I like about this particular vehicle. So in here are all of my tier 2 supplies. So an emergency had happened, whatever it may be, and I use my tier 1 gear to get to my tier 2 gear. Let's say power went out, it was dark, I don't know. Everything always can go back to power went out because we grew up with power and we rely on it for everything, and most of us can't function without it, and people start to kind of freak out when the lights go out. So having a flashlight, I used my flashlight, I used maybe a lighter or a flashlight, some form of light to get me out of a dark situation, to navigate my environment, to get me back to my tier 2 gear where I've got more stuff. I've got a larger bag that is full with more of survival type equipment, things that are going to get me through a night or maybe 2. I've got a blanket in here, a wool blanket. There's a change of clothes. There's actually all different types of clothes. Gore-Tex gear, there's all different types of things going in here. There's a way that I can actually inflate a bag in here to be able to sleep on. I've got a chair, I've got, oh my gosh, flashlights. At any rate, you get the idea. There is more going on in here. I can't carry all of this stuff on my everyday person, but I can store it in my vehicle. Tier 2, more gear. Let's say for this, a good really starting point. If this is getting like, oh my gosh, he's got all this stuff and this is getting like overly complicated, I'm going to give you an idea. I've got some things stowed away on the side over here. Having the ability to filter water. These are $20, I think, these small filters, and there's actually a Life Straw that's, I don't know, $15, but they're very small and they do quite a lot. Having some food, high caloric content, easily stowable, will last quite a while. These will last several months, if not longer. Grab yourself a pack of any kind of variety that you like. Of course, you can always go the MRE route or get Mountain House and stow those things aside. Having a battery bank for your telephone. Your phone goes out and you lose communications with those who you care about or need to be in contact with, and you're going to start to freak out, maybe a little bit more. So to keep your stress levels down, having a battery bank of some sort. This is a little bit larger because it's got the solar ability added to it. Know though that if power goes out and telephone lines get overwhelmed, text. Use text. Don't try and communicate verbally. That's what shut down cell towers and phone systems in the past. Everybody trying to call, but text generally can get through easier. So save your power and text communicate, but also have a plan, right? If things go bad and you can't get in touch with each other, know that somebody should be here, or I'll meet you here and this is what we're going to be doing. Put the plan into effect, if you will. Having a way to keep yourself sheltered or warm. This is a contractor's trash bag. It's an oversized trash bag that contractors use on their job sites to collect all kinds of stuff. But at any rate, they don't cost a whole lot. They come in a big roll and you can stuff them into anything. You can see that this one's already rolled up. I could put this thing in my back pocket or a jacket pocket, and this is unbelievable. Actually, we use these, or I use these personally on Cody's trip, and this thing was incredible in what it could do for me. Some emergency rations. These, whatever you may think about the crazy stuff that's in these, when things are going bad and you need to need some extra energy, need a boost, these can be the difference. So look at this stuff. This is really small. Throw in a lighter here and a means to keep yourself warm, and this is pretty damn compact. You could throw this. This is really, really small, not that big, and you've got an emergency second tier supply stuff that can serve you really well in an emergency. It's just taking the time to set this stuff aside for yourself or your loved ones so that you've got it when you need it. God forbid, right? All right. So we've got tier 1, our EDC gear, what we carry on us. We've got our tier 2, which can be in a vehicle. If your stuff can't be in a vehicle, you carry your tier 2 gear with you. It doesn't have to be that big. In this gear, whether you're able to drive home and carry it and use it, which is a bonus. If not, you got to think about, what am I going to need if God forbid, I've got to walk home? A lot of people, right, we work 15 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles or more. How long would that actually take for you to walk home from your job back to your home? It could take a couple days. So what are you going to need? What would you want to have if you actually had to hoof it home? Think about how heavy your gear is, and I'm going to get into that in a second. Think about how heavy your gear is, but what you would want. You're going to need some form of shelter. You're going to need a way to keep yourself warm. Way to keep yourself hydrated would be first and foremost. It would definitely be nice if you had some kind of calories, some kind of food. You might need a form of security. If you're able to carry firearms in your state, I would encourage you, right, to have it on your person or have it stowed somewhere. Definitely have some type of pocket knife or stick or some type of format. I usually say when I'm teaching self-defense seminars, first thing that you should grab when you're breaking space is put something in your hand, and I recommend always putting something sharp in your hand, because things that go poke tend to cause people to want to stay away from you, that poking sensation. So whether or not you can carry something, get something in your hands that you can use for security. All right, tier 4 we're going to call this. Tier 4 is your bug out bag. You got tier 1. You got tier 1 on you, your EDC. Tier 2, which is behind this monstrosity, is in your vehicle or larger bag on your person. Tier 3, that's your home base. And then tier 4, if you've got to leave your home base in a hurry, you've got something at the ready that you can grab. Now, conceptually, the idea behind all of these tiers is that they should help enhance one another. You're going to be a little bit redundant on things, but they should be enhancing and giving you more capabilities. Your tier 1 is what you need immediately. Small, light stuff, gives you flexibility, gets you to your tier 2. Now you've got increased capability. Obviously, when you get home, you've got your home base, your tier 3, and then if you've got a jet, you add your tier 4, your bug out, to your tier 1 and your tier 2, gives you even more capabilities, and now you're mobile. This is the idea and concept behind tiers of gear. Start putting yourself some tiers of gear together. Doesn't have to be overly complicated and complex, but start thinking through what you would need to get yourself through the day, some additives. I'm going to add in a future video, go into some details, some concepts behind this a little bit more further in depth. But tiers of gear.